talk about the earthquake. We might well talk about the pandemic. There might be a new pandemic on the way, y'all, and we got to be on the lookout. They say that there's a bird flu that's might be bringing in an incoming pandemic. We're going to continue to monitor this information as it comes in. We don't want to, scare anybody or anything like that. This is old Donald Trump talking about I think the new pandemic that might be on the way. You know how he be lying, so we don't know if any of this is true. But let's just see what Donald Trump had to say about it.
Left-wing lunatics are trying very hard to bring back COVID lockdowns and mandates with all of their sudden fear-mongering about the new variants that are coming. Gee whiz, you know what else is coming? An election. They want to restart the COVID hysteria so they can justify more lockdowns, more censorship, more illegal drop boxes, more mail-in ballots, and trillions of dollars in payoffs to their political allies heading into the 2024 election. Does that sound familiar? These are bad people. These are sick people we're dealing with. But to every COVID tyrant who wants to take away our freedom, hear these words: we will not comply. So don't even think about it. We will not shut down our schools. We will not accept your lockdowns. We will not abide by your mask mandates. And we will not tolerate your vaccine mandates. They rigged the 2020 election, and now they're trying to do the same thing all over again by rigging the most important election in the history of our country, the 2024 election, even if it means trying to bring back COVID. But they will fail because we will not let it happen. When I'm back in the White House, I will use every available authority to cut federal funding to any school, college, airline, or public transportation system that imposes a mask mandate or a vaccine mandate. Thank you very much.
Well, let's not forget that Donald Trump was the president when the last pandemic hit, and when we had mask mandates and the vaccine mandates, that was up under Trump as the president. So, let's not forget that much, at least. But again, he might be trying to do a little fear mongering himself, because that's kind of his style. But let's listen to the World Health Organization talk about this new bird flu that could possibly be 100 times worse than COVID-19. Let's see what they got to say.
Over the past few weeks, there have been several reports of mammals, including minks, otters, foxes, and sea lions, having been infected with H5N1 avian influenza. H5N1 has spread widely in wild birds and poultry for 25 years, but the recent spillover to mammals needs to be monitored closely. For the moment, WHO assesses the risk to humans as low, since...
Kind of messed up. Hold on, man. You over here pressing too many buttons. I knew as I started pressing fucking buttons, I was going to fuck some shit up. Hold on, man. Let's get back to where we was at.
Weeks, for 25 years. For the moment, WHO assesses the risk to humans as low. Since H5N1 first emerged in 1996, we have only seen rare and non-sustained transmission of H5N1 to and between humans. But we cannot assume that will remain the case, and we must prepare for any change in the status quo. As always, people are advised not to touch or collect dead or sick wild animals, but to report them to the local authorities. WHO is working with national authorities and partners to monitor the situation closely and to study cases of H5N1 infection in humans when they occur. WHO's Global Laboratory Network, the Global Influenza Surveillance and Response System, identifies and monitors strains of circulating influenza viruses and provides advice to countries on their risk to human health and available treatment or control measures. WHO recommends countries strengthen surveillance in settings where humans and farmed or wild animals interact. WHO is also continuing to engage with manufacturers to make sure that, if needed, supplies of vaccines and antivirals would be available for global use.
All right, so we're just monitoring. We're still monitoring this information. We don't know any of this to, be absolute, but we're going to keep a close eye on what's going on. What we got in the comment box? People be touching dead and sick animals. I mean, people be touching a lot more than that. People be touching a lot more than that, man. Yeah, man, it say U.S. is collaborating with the Chinese scientists to make bird flu strains more infectious and deadly as part of a $1 million project, despite fears similar tests unleash COVID. That might be alleged information, but that's just a headline that's going out. So, I don't know, man. We'll keep y'all posted, man. It is an election year. So ain't no telling what these folks going on saying kind of do. Like, Trump do got kind of a point that they do bring stuff like this around during election year and shit like that. So, but last time it was his election. So, it's still his election. I don't know. All right. So, I'm going to move out of the conspiracy theory part of